Rock that beat.
So I just got done watching the newest episode of My Hero Academia, and stuff fucking happens, dog. And I'm not really sure how to feel about most of it because a lot of it is kind of confusing, and I just want the next fucking episode already. Can I like time travel to fucking next Saturday so I can fucking watch the next episode of My Hero Academia, dog? Because this episode was fucking hype. This episode was really fucking good, like really good. I'm swearing a lot. I swear a lot in my videos, but like I'm honestly really just hyped and excited because of how really good this episode was. Like I was really anticipating this episode last week after what we saw at the ending of last week's episode, but then after finishing the episode and watching the previews at the end of it, I was like, what the hell do they have fucking in store for next week? Because we got a whole bunch of other crazy stuff that happens next week. It's gonna be kind of intense, but even then, this episode was really intense. So, the beginning of the episode starts off where we left off last week, with the heroes going after the League of Villains and the Nomu factory, and it completely backfires on them because All For One, which is like the big main bad guy at the League of Villains besides Tomura, but he starts sending in waves and waves of Nomus, right? And I actually want to mention this because All For One actually does mention this in the episode about his warping teleportation quirk that he used. Well, All For One, basically his quirk allows him to steal people's quirks and give them to others, but he can also use the quirk for himself, right? So this type of warp quirk that he used for the Nomus, essentially the only way he can use it is he can only teleport people to him or away from him, but he can only teleport people away from him from someone that he has a connection towards, right? And when you hear that, you're probably wondering, well, then how did the Nomus like surround All Might and everything? It's because he somewhat has a connection with All Might because they've previously fought in the past, and therefore they had gained a connection. And maybe there's like some hidden mystery with their past together. I don't know. There's some kind of like crazy shit, but all the Nomus surround him, right? Bakugo's taken away. The League of Villains and all of them, they're taken away for where all For One is. And the next shot is All Might, and he's getting ready to leave and start fighting fucking All For One, right? And we're gonna get into a lot of crazy shit there. The next scene, we see All For One and Best Genius, who's like the fourth, highest rated, or the fourth best hero, whatever, and everyone else. The whole like surrounding area it fucking imploded upon itself. It exploded, and there's basically just nothing. I repeat, nothing there. It's all just rubble, and just everyone is just in shock. I'm talking about like Deku and the others. They're fucking terrified. They're so terrified. And I really like the emotion that they give because they sense death coming from this motherfucker, right? Just from him doing the explosion of the amount of power that he just released in last week's episode, because that's what happened, right? And they're terrified because this is someone significantly stronger than anyone that they have ever met at any point in their lives. Stronger than anyone that they fought before in the past. So much stronger that All For One is easily the only person right now currently that can stand toe-to-toe against All Might and his One For All. The only reason why the first Nomu that we see of the series back in Season 1 was able to do so well is because of his quirk being shock absorption. So that doesn't technically count, right? Because it's shock absorption. But All For One essentially has a whole bunch of quirks in his arsenal, and he can even steal quirks from others. In the same episode as well, he also forces others to actually use their quirks. He's able to forcefully use someone else's quirk without him using the quirk himself. He's using someone else's quirk that they have to his advantage. It's so weird. This guy is absolutely fucking insane, but homie fucking best genius like is dead or some shit because he's fucking terrified of seeing this asshole. He's trying to attack him. All for One shoots like a I guess a death beam, but not really. It was more like a gust of air looking back at it, but then he fucking explodes and blood gushes out and his pupils are fucking gone and he's just there and his fucking body's twitching, dude. I don't know if homie's dead or not, but if he's fucking dead, I'm like, dog, we didn't even get to see him do anything fucking cool, man. All we got to see him do was like do some stupid ass shit with Bakugo. And speaking of Bakugo, he's there and Deku's just he wants to save him, right? And he has the opportunity to save him, but you know, All for One's there, all the other League of Villains are there. They have there's literally no way for them to actually do anything. All Might finally shows up and he's starting to, you know, attack All for One, right? Those two have a bit of a back and forth. All Might is being pushed back. He's being pushed to his limits because of this motherfucker, right? But from what we've seen, it may All for One might not be as strong as he currently is, like as he could be. Something tells me that All for One isn't as powerful as he could be right now. And of course, that's the same thing for All Might because he's at a time restraint, right? He's at a time restraint, and by the end of the episode, actually, half of his body is, you know, Small Might. That's what I've heard people in the community call, you know, like the small, scrawny version of All Might. Like half of him is like Small Might, and the other is like him in like his like hero muscular form that everyone sees him has, right? It's just really fucking insane. So Deku's trying to come up with a fucking plan to save Bakugo, right? There's no opening for him to do anything. He's thinking. He can't come up with anything, and then all of a sudden he finds an opening. He finds an opening, and basically All Might is there. All Might is there, but he can't go, you know, full power. You know, he can't. He has to hold back because Bakugo's there. So if Deku and the others can get Bakugo away from the area, All Might can finally use his powers without, you know, holding back whatsoever. So they find an opening where even Bakugo currently knows that he needs to get the hell out of there, right? So as you know, Bakugo's trying to get away. You know, All Might's trying to fucking get him out of the fucking situation so that way they can do whatever they need to do. Deku comes up with a plan where he takes Kirishima and Tenya and they shoot themselves upwards towards the sky because of Todoroki. He shoots a whole huge block of ice that sends them towards the air, and then they're sent flying because Deku uses One for All to shoot himself forward faster, along with Tenya and his quirk as well. They shoot forward. They're in the sky. Bakugo hears Kirishima because he's calling him to get the hell out of there. Bakugo, this motherfucker, sends himself flying through the air faster than we've seen him ever do it in the entirety of the series. It was pretty fucking badass. You have to watch the scene for yourself. It's really fucking dope, right? So, Bakugo, you know, he then gets rescued by Deku and the others, and then of course, you know, the League of Villains are trying to, you know, not get this motherfucker, you know, saved, right? They need him for like some important thing, which I still don't really get what the hell it is, but they escape, and then one of the guys, his quirk is like magnetism, which basically his quirk allows women to be attractive. It's like magnets, right? So women are attractive forces, and men are repulsive. I forgot the fucking word I was trying to say. I literally said it earlier to someone else, but I was talking a little bit to some of my friends about the episode. But regardless, it's attractive and repulsive forces. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know why I was like being confused about it. So men are repulsive forces, women are attractive pulses, right? So, you know, obviously the motherfucker. I don't know what his name is. The dude, you know, he shoots, you know, two of the guys over to, you know, wherever Deku, you know, the guy with the mask and like the top hat. He shoots him forward with his quirk, right? His magnetism quirk, right? Mountain Lady uses her gigantification quirk and fucking stops the dude, right? And she gets hit in the fucking face. And I was like, what did you gain What did you gain, Mountain Lady? You didn't gain nothing besides a bloody ass fucking nose. So she falls to the fucking ground. She falls to the ground. I'm swearing way too much, y'all. I need to stop. So Mountain Lady falls to the ground, and then Bakugo gets away. Bakugo gets away. Deku and the others, and because they're focusing on Bakugo, Deku, Tenya, and Kirishima, Todoroki and Momo are able to sneak away without getting caught. Right. So they sneak off. Deku and the others, they save Bakugo, and finally, you know, All Might can use 100% of his power. And Gran Torrent was there actually as well. He actually stopped a couple of the others. One thing I actually kind of want to point out, for some reason, Dabi was like knocked the fuck out. I don't remember what happened to him, but he's like knocked out for some reason. I have no idea what happened, but he's just kind of there. And I'm like, is there something that they're going to plan or some shit? I don't know. So then, you know, all for one uses the guy's magnetism quirk to, you know, basically send him through it's through Kurogiri's warp teleport thing, right? Because he also used you know, his forcefully use of using other people's quirks on Kurogiri, right? And they get away with Tomura and All Might and All for One. Excuse me. They're fighting each other, and then all of a sudden, All Might uses his power, his one for all power. It was Detroit Smash, and he smashes this dude's face into the ground, right, and smashes his like mask, like breathing. I don't really know what it is, but it's like his mask, right? He smashes his mask into the ground, and then he starts mentioning, you know, the previous predecessor of One for All, and I don't really know who he is. They name drop him, but I'm not gonna, like, you know, try to say what his name is. But who is this guy? Who is this man, dude? Who is this man? Did they briefly show like a back shot of? Who is this man? I don't know. Obviously, if you read the manga, you probably already like seen him. But don't tell me, please, because I'm not reading the manga. I'm watching the anime, and I don't want any spoilers. I don't want, you know, stuff to be ruined for me, because, you know, people are already doing that enough with fucking Boruto, because I need to watch that episode. Actually, I might actually watch that episode after I'm done recording, because I actually have this video that I need to edit and then upload. I have the Boruto episode reviewed that I need to get up, and then the Persona 5. So I think I'm going to watch the next two after I'm done recording this one. And then obviously do recording as well. And people have already spoiled like this, like a new jutsu that Boruto like has in the fucking anime, and it's like, why does the internet have to fucking ruin everything? So, regardless, the episode was really hype. It looked good. It looked really good. Like they had like one of their like top key animators to do this episode, so that they did a really good job. It looked really good. The music was on point. Everything was on point. This episode was absolute hype. They set up a lot more plot stuff that's gonna happen next week with the previews, dog. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be dope. I don't know, man. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. I'm really excited. I'm talking about this. I'm getting more and more excited. I just want to yell, but I can't because it's late at night. People are sleeping, so I gotta stop recording because I'm being really loud. So anyways, that's the end of the video, because that's the end of the episode. I'm not going to talk about the previews for those who don't really want to hear about it and kind of just want to wait for next week. Basically, it's just going to continue on the fight with All for One and All Might, and we might actually get a lot more, you know, exposition with the backstory between the two. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens next week. I'm really excited. I hope you are too for next week whenever we get the episode. It's going to be really hype. I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. And anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for whenever I upload a new video. Go check out my last video because it's on E3 and the games I really want to see at E3 this year. Because today, at the time I'm recording this, it's Saturday. You might be seeing this on Sunday or maybe late Saturday. I'm not really sure, but EA just had their conference and it was really bad. It was really bad. The only game I was really excited for from them was Anthem, and even then Anthem kind of looked disappointing in a way because it's kind of something that we weren't really expecting. It was something different, but regardless, that's pretty much it from EA's conference. It was nothing spectacular. It's kind of like average. You know, it was one of the worst conferences that I've ever seen, actually. You know, besides Anthem. But regardless, that's not what we're here to talk about. We were here to talk about anime, and we already talked about, you know, My Hero Academia. I need to go watch, you know, Persona 5 and Boruto, and get those videos up for you to enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm out. Peace.